Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Satma 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 Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma Shri Guru 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 Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti
Krishna Prabhu,
Hare Krishna.
Francis, Rochester Prabhupada. Nice to
Okay.
see you, Prabhu. How are
How's
you?
it? Well, I cannot see you.
You, I'm coming. You see me now.
Okay.
Now you see me. I'm trying to fix something.
Okay.
Prabhupada.
I can see you now.
How are you, Prabhu?
Okay.
Long time no see.
Yeah, let me see. I was in Europe, I did not see you in Europe.
राधा कृष्ण को गोपना श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड की जय, वृंदावन धाम की जय, नवदीप धाम की जय, गंगा माई की जय, जमुना माई की जय, द्वारका धाम की जय, स्वामी भक्तवृंद की जय, और ग्लोरी टू द और ग्लोरी टू द थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Gurudev, all glories to assembled Vaishnavi devotees. We thank you all for being here. We thank you for being here, Ishara Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, Prabhuji, we may put the verse on the screen and then you take it over.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
So I just start with the prayers.
Okay.
Gurave Gurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tabhaktaya Namo Namo Narayana Namaskritya Narayachava Narottamam Devam Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Diraye Nastapayi Sabhade Sunitam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloka Bhakti Bhavati Nastike Vede Ramane Chava Purane Bharate Tata Haru Andyam Chamade Chari Savatigiyate Mogam Karatiba Chala Pangulang Garategim Yakipata Vande Sri Guru Dinatarine Paramananda Madhava Dhamma Prajita Kadabhuta Paramoni Masham Satan Vedam Vastavam Matavast Vishwadan Tapatayo Molana Shima Bhagavati Mahamuni Kitanki Bhai Para Ishvara Saduridi Yavarudi Treta Kitabita Krishna Nigama Kapataluta Palang Vipatam Bhaktam Samalaya Mura Urasika Bobika Krishna Yabasudeva Ya Devaki Nandana Yata Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Vasudeva Sutan Devam Kamsa Chanuramadana Devaki Paramananda Krishna Bande Jagat Guru Atoyam Brahmasutranam Bharatata Vininaya Gayati Vasha Ruposho Vidata Paribirmita Sababiditya Sanam Saram Saram Paribirmita Sababidantam Sharam Hisi Bhaktamisyate Tarasamita Shati Tashyana Yatya Sharati Kache Namamu Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Simate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nibise Sasunya Badi Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakapatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhi Bevacha Patitana Pavanabhebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So I'm glad to be here this evening, my time from here, Vrindavan, and I thank everyone for being on this forum, Hare Krishna African Forum. It's a forum where people can come and hear Krishna Katha on a regular basis. Every different night, you have different speakers that come from various parts of the world. So it's pretty nice. People can hear about Krishna Katha. So the verse today, this is from Bhagavatam, the second canto Bhagavatam, chapter 7, text 20. So Lord Brahma is still talking with Narada Muni. It's not talking about the various incarnations. So I just read the text, then I read the word-for-word meaning, and then the translation of what Prabhupada is divine grace, Srila Prabhupada. Chakran Chadikshuva Vihatan Dasa Susate Jo Manvan Taresu Manuvan Sadaro Bibati Doste Suraja Sudaman Vadadat Sakitim Sate Vesta Usatim Pratayans Charitrai. Chakran, the Sudasan will of the Lord. Cha as well as Dikshu in all directions. Aviatam without being deterred. Dasasu 10 sides. Swati Jaha, personal strength. Mavantarisu, in different incarnations of Manu. Manu Vamsa Dhara, as the descendant of the Manu dynasty. Bibati rules over Dustashu unto the miscreants, Rajashu upon the kings of the type of that type, Daman subjection, Vyadadats performed, Saketim personal glories, Sati in this Satya Loka, Triprishti, the three planetary systems, Usatim, glorious, Pratayan, established, Charitrahi, characteristics. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. As the incarnation of Manu, the Lord became the descendant of the Manu dynasty and ruled over the miscreant kingly order, subduing them by his powerful will weapon. Undeterred in all circumstances, his rule was characterized by his glorious fame, which spread over the three lokas. Lokas means the planetary system, and above them to the planetary system of Satyaloka, the topmost in the universe. Purport. We have already discussed the incarnations of Manu in the first canto. In one day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus, changing one after another. In that way, there are 420 Manus in a month of Brahma and 5,040 Manus in 1 year of Brahma. Brahma lives for 100 years, according to his calculation, and as such, there are 504,000 Manus in the jurisdiction of one Brahma. There are innumerable Brahmas, and all of them live only during one breathing period of Mahavishnu. So we can just imagine how the incarnations of the Supreme Lord work all over the material worlds, which comprehend only 1/4 of the total energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Manvantara incarnation chastises all the miscreant rulers of different planets with as much power as that of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who punishes the miscreants with his willed weapon. The Manvantara incarnations disseminate the transcendental glories of the Lord. Chakancha dikshu abhiyatan dasasu satejo mavantaresu manavam sadaro bibati duste suraja sudaman gadada sakitim satete pristam satin patayas charitrai. So in the Sanskrit dhatu, dhatu means the verbs. The verbs in Sanskrit. There are 2,104 dhatus, from which so many grammatical words are formed. And the verb to be or are is vata, vatate. So vatate means to be. And when it's come avatate, in this case avatar means the one that descends. So when the Lord comes to this material world, is called an avatar who descends to the material world to perform particular duties. So the avatar comes, and it usually comes at the when there is an invitation, when there is organ, usually of demigods, they usually make a prayer to the Lord that yes, it's time for you to come because there is disturbance in the order of the universe. So whenever there's a disturbance in the order of the universe, at that time, the Lord will descend. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Yada ida ida masya glani bhavati bharata abhyutanam adyamasya tadatmana sujamyaham, that whenever there is adhama, irreligious, yes, whenever there's irreligious, the pervasion, when so much irreligious is going on, yada, whenever and wherever, where and there, so the Lord comes, he descends. Tadatmana sujami. Sujami means I appear, I manifest. At that time I come. And then he said, Paritnaya sadhuna abhinasacha duskritam dhamma samstapana chayat. It was that sambhavami yuge, that in order to protect the sadhu, Paritnaya sadhuna, to protect the sadhu, to give protection to the sadhu, vinasaya duskritam, and to annihilate the miscreants, to annihilate the ruffians, the demons. So at that time, the Lord say, I come both in many ages. The incarnations are many. There are many incarnations of the Lord. So in Mesa Ite Chasakala Punsan Krishna to Bhagavan Soya, Indieru Vyakulam Loka was a Midayan Yuga, is it? That's the there are many incarnations of the Supreme Lord, and whenever there is the enemy of Indra, there the Lord comes, the demons. Now, why does he have to be the enemy of Indra? Because sometimes we find that even Indra himself, sometimes he becomes very proud, he becomes antagonistic sometimes to the Lord. He becomes antagonistic. So why does it have to be whenever there is the enemy of Indra? That's the time that Lord Krishna comes. That's the time Lord Krishna descends himself. When sometime also we find that Indra himself, sometimes he also becomes antagonistic to the Lord. So this is a very good, it's a good question. How come we have to say that the Lord comes only when there is the enemy of Indra? When there are enemy of Indra. Enemy of Indra means the demons. So now the thing is that the Indra, he actually represents the Supreme Lord. He is the representation of the Lord in the universe. Below the planet of Brahmaji, there's a Brahma who lives on the topmost planet in the Satyaloka, and below him are the three other planetary systems, which means the planet of the sages, just like the Mahaloka, Tapaloka, Janaloka. There are three other planets just below planet of Brahmaji. Now below that are the three planetary systems, which is called, we call it the three worlds. Just like when we chant the Gayatri Mantra, we say Om Bhuba Bhubu Soha. Om Bhuba Soha. So there are three planetary systems. So this three planetary system is what the representation of the Lord rule over. And that representation of the Lord is Indra. So this consists of the lower planets, the middle planet, which is this Earth planet, and then there's the heavenly planets. The heavenly planet itself is many planets, because you have Chandraloka, you have Suryaloka, many planets are there. But Indra is the king of all of them. He's the king of all. Just like the universal ruler, the universal king is Lord Brahma, because he's like the creator. So he stays on the topmost planetary system. The topmost, the planet of Brahma is far above the planet of Indra or whatever. And of course, now above Lord Brahma's planet is Lord Shiva's planet. And Lord Shiva's planet is said to be, it's not really in the material world. It's actually a spiritual world, Lord Shiva's planet, because his planet does not fall within the jurisdiction of the material world, the planet of Lord Shiva. So Indra is the universal, is the Lord of the three planetary system. So as such, he actually established the law of the Lord from Indra. So under him, you have the moon god, the sun god, the Agni, different demigods are there, but they all under the control of Indra. So Indra sometimes, when everything is good, and normally when everything is in order, but Indra is always be under attack by the demons, by the demoniac elements. And these demoniac elements, they are so powerful, also very, very powerful. that sometimes they will kick out Indra out of his kingdom. And then the Lord has to come to fight the demons. Because the Lord does not want the demons to be in charge of the universal affairs. Because if the demons are in charge of the universal affairs, no one will worship God, and everyone will just be chaotic. The whole world will just be full of sense gratification. Nobody wants to worship God. And if there is no worship of God, there'll be no liberation from the material world. There'll be no liberation from the material world. Why? Because this material world, what's the purpose of the creation of the material world? The purpose of the creation is for the living entities to get out of the material world. They can eventually take to the religious process by different type of worship, and ultimately attend the platform of engaging in the devotional service of the Lord, and then they can be liberated. They can gain liberation from material world. But if the demons are in charge, that's not possible. So therefore, those demons, from time to time, they will attack Indradev. And then because the demons are also, they are as powerful as the demigods. The demons, they are as powerful as demigods. So sometimes Indra get defeated and they chase him away from his kingdom. Just like the case of, we have, it is there in the scriptures, in the Bhagavatam. You find many demons, just as Bali, you have Hiranyakashipu, Ravan, so many big great demons, that the Lord has to come, and because these demons are so powerful like anything, that even though the demigods, they have so much power. They are very powerful, but the demons, they become more powerful than demigods, so they kick out the demigods out of their kingdom. So demigods, they have to be hiding themselves in the sky. Somewhere they have to be hiding somewhere. And they will keep hiding until the Lord comes to protect them. By fighting with the demons. And sometimes the Lord may desire, he may not want to kill the demons. Why does he not want to kill them? Because the demons, they also, they have some relation with the Lord, especially the demons, because both the demons and the demigod, they both come from the same father, Kashyapa Muni. So Kashyapa Muni had two wives, Diti and Aditi. So Diti and Aditi, they are two wives of Kashyapa Muni. And Kashyapa Muni is the son of Lord Brahma. So from Kashyapa Muni, the demigods and the demons, they come. The wife of from Diti, all they call it deities. So from Diti, all the demons comes from Diti. And then from Aditi, all the demigods comes. So they're both wife of the same person. So which means both the demons and both the demons and demigods, they are related. Same father, common father. Now sometimes we find that just like when Bali, who was actually a demon, Bali Maharaj, he was a demon. But because of being the son of Kashyapa Muni, so he also had, because Kashyapa Muni is a Brahmana, Kashyapa Muni is a Brahmana, so yes, he also possesses a Brahmanical quality. And the Brahmanical quality means being very charitable to the Brahmanas. So even though Bali Maharaj was a big demon, but he was also very charitable to the Brahmanas. He was charitable to the Brahmanas. So when Bali, when he he conquered the whole universe. So he conquered the whole universe. The demigods have no place. So demigods, they pray to Lord Vishnu, please come, help us, protect us. Our kingdom has been taken away from us. You know, our kingdom has been taken away from us. Give us protection. So Lord Vishnu, because he knew that Bali, he is a very, very charitable person. He had a Brahmanic, even though he's a demon, but he also has Brahmanic quality. So Bali is very, very charitable person that is okay. I will come and get back to your kingdom for you. So the Lord, he did not fight Bali. He simply came. He came as a Brahman, as a young dwarf Vaman. He came and simply went to beg charity from Bali. He went to beg charity from him that took him. My dear, I've come here as a Brahman, as a beggar, as a brahmachari. So I simply want 3 pieces of land. 3 footsteps. Because actually because Bali, Vamandev was very, very beautiful young brahmachari. So when Bali saw this young Brahman boy coming to him, he was very, very attracted to him. He was very attracted to him. He said, oh, what a beautiful Brahman boy. What a beautiful Brahman boy. So so just by seeing this Brahman boy, who was actually Vishnu himself, was actually Vishnu, the Bali was very attracted to him. So that's one qualification, actually. So which means, because one of the qualifications of someone becoming engaging in devotional service is that attraction to the lost form. When someone becomes attracted to the lost form, that's like the first stage, the first step in qualification. The first step in God, let's say, in what the worship of God. So Bali was very attracted when he saw Vamandev come. And so he asked the Brahman that, oh, my dear Brahman boy, it's good you have come here. What do you want? What kind of charity you've come? Because Bali, he was so famous all over the universe as a very great charity giver. He was so famous. Actually, so many Brahmanas, they used to go to him and beg for charity. So even though he was a demon, but he's a great charity giver. He gives a lot of charity, just like that. So when he asked Vamandev that, what do you want? What have you come here for? What can I give you? Bali said, no, Vamandev said, I just want 3 steps of land. And Vaman was a dwarf. He was a pygmy, midget, dwarf. So, and a dwarf, how much, weighs their leg? They have small leg. The pygmies, the midget, they have very small legs. So when Vamandev told Bali that I just want 3 steps of land, so Bali was surprised and he felt insulted. He said, 3 steps of land? Look at you, you're such a small boy. I thought you're a Brahman. A Brahman is supposed to be intelligent. You're asking me, great Bali, you're asking me for 3 steps of land? Ask me for villages or cities or countries. I'm ready to give you, you're a brahmachari, you want to get married. I can give you, hundreds of maidens to get married to. Ask me for anything. Why are you asking me for 3 steps of land? But Lavaman said, I just want 3 steps of land. So, and then he said, okay, if that's what you want, you can have it. But just upon him saying that, now his guru came in, the guru of Bali came in. The guru said, his name is Sukracharya. He said, hey, this is not an ordinary boy, this is not ordinary Brahman boy. This is Vishnu. He's come to trick you, and this Vishnu is the enemy of the demons. And he's always acting on behalf of the demigods. So don't give him the 3 steps of land that you have, don't give him. This is not good. He's come to trick you. Don't get 3 steps of land. And then where Bali said, well, I've given my promise. I've promised him that, and I cannot withdraw my promise. And then the Sukracharya was start preaching philosophy that, look, for the preservation of one's self-interest, if one's promise can be broken. One's promise can be broken for the preservation of one's self-interest. But no, I think there's one saying that there's a thing that I think the earth, who says that I can tolerate anything? I can tolerate anything, but a liar, I cannot tolerate a liar. So a liar is somebody who lies, the most despicable being, a liar. The mother said, I cannot tolerate a liar. So Bali said, no, I cannot do that. So, and of course, in this instruction, we are told that, yes, yet even though the guru is meant to be obeyed, but if the guru started instructing you against the moral principles, then the guru can be rejected. One is not required to follow a guru who said, I don't worship God. God has come to you to beg, so give me something. And the guru comes and say, no, this is God, don't give him. If you have promised him, break your promise. It's like, what kind of guru is this? Reject him. Don't listen to such guru. So and then Bali said, look, telling is good at whatever you say, I'm not going to listen to you. Forget it. I'm not going to listen to you. I've made my promise to this Brahman boy. I'm going to give him whatever he asked me. I've promised him. And then, of course, the guru became angry. So, okay, you're going to lose everything. I curse you. You're going to lose everything. You this and this. But, whatever it is, he's going to lose everything anyway. So what does he's going to lose? Because Bali, Vaman has come, who has come to take away everything from him. And of course, Bali he happened to be the grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. Happened to be the grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. So that's another quality, another qualification of Bali, even though it's Dima, but he was also a grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. Is it going to great grandson? Yeah. Anyway, Prahlad Maharaj happened to be one of the Lord's topmost devotees, great devotee of the Lord, Bhakta, great Bhakta, the great Prahlad. And the Lord has promised Prahlad that, look, your generation, 21 in the future and 21 in the past of your generation, they will be liberated from this material world, both in the past and the future. So, and that's how we say that a devotee is actually a devotee. It does the greatest good for the family. If one become a pure devotee of Krishna, that person is a great benefit for the family members. I know that many of us who abandon who let our family, join the Krishna consciousness movement, our family, they are not happy about it. Many became disappointed that you've gone away from the house, you've left. Even though it may look as if we become useless to the family member, but the family, a devotee is actually the real asset for the family, because the devotee who become pure devotee of Krishna, he liberates the family members, both in the past and also in the future, not to talk of the present, from the ocean of materialistic existence. So Bali fall into that category, being a descendant of Prahlad Maharaj. So when Bali eventually granted the the 3 steps of land, which Vamandev had asked for. And then by taking 2 steps, all the universe are covered. The first half of the universe is covered. And the second step, the second half of the universe is covered. Now we have to put the 3rd step. Because you have 3 steps to take. You are taking 2 steps, all the universe are covered, all the planetary system are covered. Now, everything is finished now. So when the Lord asked Bali that, now Bali, I still have one more step I have to take. So Bali, he said, okay, my head is there. I offer my head. So he offered his head, and the Lord stepped on his head for his 3rd step. And then Bali was pushed down to the lower planetary system. In this way, the planetary system was again restored to the demigods. Then, of course, because Bali had surrendered everything, he had surrendered all his possessions, including his own self, to the Lord. So he became very dear to the Lord. He became very dear to the Lord, that the Lord, he made him reside in the Patadaloka, which is the much lower planet than the Earth, is below the Earth. And in his palace where he's staying, the Lord himself became his jockey. He became his security guard. The Lord stand there guiding, become the guard of the palace of Bali, so that no one will come there to disturb him. So that no one will come there to disturb Bali. And as a matter of fact, in the next day of love, in the next Mavantara, the next Indra is going to be Bali, the next one. He's going to become the next Indra. Because in one day of Brahma, as we are reading this purport, there are 14 Manus. There are 14 Manus in one day of Brahmas. And for each Manu, there are 71 Indras. 71 Indras for each Manu, because there are 14 Manus in 1 day of 14 Manu in 1 day of Brahma, 14 of them. So which means after each Manu, at the end of each Manu, there is like a partial, there's a partial destruction of the planets, which means all the planets below the heavenly planets, which means this Earth, below that there'll be this destruction. But they are covered by water, just like the famous biblical theory that the Noah this destruction came, and he had to get a boat, and that boat filled up with all kinds of living entities. Actually, this story was actually borrowed from the Vedas, because there was the Satyavrata Muni. It was the fish incarnation, the Satyavrata Muni, who actually, he was a king, and then the destruction of the planet was supposed to come, and then Satyavrata Muni, the Lord incarnated himself as a fish, Matsya avatar. So that fish became very big. The fish came as a tiny fish first, appeared before Satyavrata Muni, and then Satyavrata Muni put that fish into a lake, and then from lake into a river, from river into the ocean, and become very, very big, become huge. And then the Lord instructed the Satyavrata Muni to construct a big boat, and that boat was tied to the fish. In this way, all the inhabitants, all the different living entities were rescued. Different entities were rescued, were preserved, in time for the next manner to come. So this biblical story was actually taken from the Vedas. This in terms of the incarnation of Matsya Avatar. So there are these incarnations are there. So as I said in the beginning, that whenever there is the enemy of Indra, the law comes, and sometimes now we cannot really justify that the law always have to protect the enemy of Indra, because sometimes the Indra sometimes become inimical to the law sometimes. And Indra sometimes become inimical. And now that inimical is due to pride, because sometimes, because being an Indra is such a position, it's a very unique position, because one becomes very, very proud of one's position. One becomes full of pride. Because Indra, you are the king of the planetary systems. So you have sometimes, and because you have the abundance of sense gratification, the abundance of sense enjoyment, and in the heavenly planet there is this amrita, this nectarian drink that you drink, that it gives you, like, you basically become like deathless. Of course, so one becomes very, very proud sometimes, that sometimes one becomes so proud that even started thinking himself to be the Lord himself, to be above the Lord due to pride. And this we find many, many times in the life of Indra, many, many times. He becomes very, very proud. And when he becomes very proud, so in order to curb his pride, so the Lord will just make the demons be more powerful than him. So he got chased out he will get chased out by the demons. And sometimes the Lord will just tell him that, okay, look, the demons, they have taken over your kingdom, so just make an alliance with the demons. Just make alliance with them. So Lord Brahma will tell them, okay, you create an alliance with the demons so that you can somehow get your kingdom back. Just like we have this journey of the ocean. The journey of the ocean, because there was a time when the demons have become very, very powerful. So demons have become very, very powerful. The demigods, they lost their position. So they went to Lord Brahma that what they should do, because the demons have become very, very powerful. And then Lord Brahma, he took them to Lord Vishnu for their petition. So Lord Vishnu said, well, in this particular circumstance, the influence of the demons is very great. So therefore, the only way for you, demigods, is to make an alliance with the demons. Make alliance with them. Tell them that you all of it together. You want to together churn the ocean of milk. And if you churn the ocean of milk, there you can get the amrita, you can get the nectar. And from this nectar, anybody who drinks the nectar will never die. The ocean of milk. So all of you demigods, you should also join together with the demons, and all together, both of you join this ocean of milk, so that the nectar can come. So this was the proposal that was suggested to the demigods. So the demigods, they have to abide by this proposal. So they petitioned the demon that, okay, let's all work together. There's this nectar that is there in the ocean of milk. So let us churn this nectar together. So there was this alliance. So therefore the demigods and the demons, they get together and then they start pulling. There was the churning rod. The churning rod was the Mandara mountain. Mandara mountain is bigger than the Himalaya mountain, big. So the Mandara mountain, and then the rope which they use is the Vasuki, the great snake. You cannot just imagine, if you think of the big Timingila, the big anaconda snake, It's like it'd be like a worm. It's like a worm to the anaconda be like a worm to this snake, this big Vasuki snake. This is the snake that they have to use as the journey rope. And then which means on one side of the snake are the demigods, and the other side are the demons. Even Lord Vishnu also joined the demigods in pulling this rope. And then in order to support this axis, this mountain which form axis to support it. So on the bottom you have the Kuma, you have the Kumadev. Kuma, which means the tortoise. The Lord appears as a tortoise. So the mountain was stationed on top of the tortoise. And of course, it was stationed at actually that time the Lord, his back was itching. His back was itching, and he needed to scratch his back. So in order to scratch his back, so he became a tortoise, not ordinary tortoise, huge tortoise. And then the mountain was put on the back of the tortoise. And then on top of that is as a support on the top, Lord Vishnu himself also manifests on the top. So in this way, the demigods and the demons, they're able to start churning the ocean. And of course, when the ocean of milk was being churned, there many, many things started coming. Many things start coming when the ocean of milk is being churned. First, the first thing that came about was poison. It's poison, and this poison was so powerful that it started burning everything all around. So demigods and demons, they were feeling suffocated by this poison that was being generated from this journey. So they have to petition Lord Shiva that please come and help out with this journey of this poison that is coming out. So then Lord Shiva came, he drank this poison. He drank the poison, this universal poison, this ocean of poison that's coming. And that, of course, because Lord Shiva is so great, so the poison, he just kept it within his neck. So, and of course, this is just an explanation also that mentioned that when one begins the process of devotional service, especially the process of bhakti, the first thing that one needs to get rid of are the anarthas. The first thing, in order to progress in bhakti, the first thing that one needs to get rid of is the anarthas. Anarthas like lust, greed, anger, so many things. The anartha also, because without anarthas being removed, one cannot really progress in bhakti. So this poison is just is a depiction of that. And then after the poison was removed, after the poison was taken by Lord Shiva, and then different items start coming. There's the jewels was coming out, the gold, the diamond was coming, many things was coming out. Jewels, everything, and then Moini came out. Moini, which happened to be an incarnation of the Lord himself, the most beautiful. No, that was later actually. What came out, not Moini, Lakshmi. Lakshmi came out. So Lakshmi came out, the most beautiful woman creation. Lakshmi, the goddess of Sattva, came out. And then all the demigods and demons, they are very, very attracted to Lakshmi, very beautiful woman. And she came out with the garland with a flower garland on her hand, ready to come in to garland that person whose feet. So every demigods and every demons, all the leadership of the demons, demigod, each one were thinking that maybe Lakshmi will come and garland them then she will gallant them, and then she be their wife. But now, Lakshmi, we only go to our Lord, or to our husband. Our husband is Vishnu. So she simply go and gallant Lord Vishnu, who's also there on the side of the demigod. So she gallant Lord Vishnu because that's eternal Lord, and that's our eternal husband. And then eventually, the nectar was produced. The nectar came out. This nectar came out. So, of course, that's the whole story itself of how the nectar came out, and then the nectar was being, with the demigod who brought the nectar, this nectar was stolen away by the demons, and then Lord Vishnu has to come in the form of a woman as a Moini, and then he took away this nectar from the demons, and then in this way the demon was being given to the demigods. The demons, they could not see anything because they were so much mesmerized by the beautiful form of Lord Vishnu, who came in the form of a woman. But one demon, Rahu, he was there. He was kind of intelligent. He knows, oh, this is a trick that Lord Vishnu is giving. So he sat with the demigods. So the demon, as the nectar was being given to the demigods, so he also drank this nectar. But when he drank the nectar, when the nectar was being given to him, Indra was able to notice. He said, "Oh, this guy is not a demigod. He's a demon. It's a that here. It's a demon." So when Moini saw this as Vishnu, he immediately cut off his head, cut off the head with this Sushumna chakra. But when the head was cut off, what happened was that the nectar already touched his tongue, his head. So when the head was cut off by the chakra of Vishnu, the body collapsed, but the head stays. So the head did not collapse. So the head did not collapse, and then so a planet was awarded by Lord Brahma to this demon. So that's how we have the Rahu planets. And this Rahu planet sometimes is always causing trouble. So when we have the eclipse, is when the Rahu planet comes, sometimes covers the sun, sometimes covers the moon sometimes. So we have the eclipse. So anyway, as I said, that sometimes Indra himself, he becomes, just like when Lord Krishna was performing his pastime in Vrindavan, so Indra became a little bit forgot his head, that he had to, when Krishna was performing his lila, when Krishna stopped the Brajabasi from performing Indra Puja, so Indra became angry. And then they tried to disturb the Brajabasis. So he has to be taught a lesson sometimes. So in this way, there are many, many incarnations that are there. The incarnations, they said there are 6 types of incarnation. You have Purusha avatar, Yuga avatar, you have Manva avatar, Lila avatar. So anyway, there are 6 types of incarnation of the Lord. And one of these incarnation is called Manvat avatar. So which means Manvat avatar, in every age of Manu, because there are 14 Manus in one day of Brahma. So in every period of one Manu, one incarnation comes. So you have Manvat avatar. So one incarnation becomes in every Manu, every day of Manu, every period of Manu, there's one incarnation of Lord that comes. Just like there's also Yuga avatar, in every age, one incarnation comes in every age. And then you have Lila avatar, when there is a specific need to perform particular lila, then the Lord will come himself. And this particular lila avatar is independent of the other regular schedule avatar. The schedule avatar is a Purusha avatar, is schedule avatar, Purusha, because for the creation, there's a Purusha avatar, that's for the creation. Purusha, the maintenance of the universe, creation of the universe, that is a Purusha avatar. So that is schedule incarnation. And then there's a Yoga avatar. Every age, there's an incarnation every age. So that is Yoga avatar. And then there is then there is also Shakti Avis avatar. Shakti Avis avatar are the specific entities who are given empowerment by the Lord. So they be given the power of God. They are not God, but they are given the power of God. So like Pritha Maharaj, Parasuram, there are many few Shakti avatars, like that. And then, of course, as I said, there's the Manvata. Today we are reading about the Manvata avatar, the incarnation of in one age of Manu. So those are schedule leelas, the schedule avatars who come. They're very scheduled. They have to come at that particular period. Either Yoga avatar or Purusha avatar or Manvata avatar. So those they come, and then there is the Lila avatar. So this Lila avatar, they are not scheduled avatar. They just come at any particular time that suits them. Any time that suits them, they come. Like Lord Krishna, for example. Lord Krishna is not a scheduled avatar. He's a Lila avatar. He comes, for example, we mentioned that Lord Krishna comes in one day of Lord Brahma, Lord Krishna or Lord Ramachandra. So this is Lila avatar, or Chaitanya Prabhu, this is Lila avatar. So these different incarnations, they come from time to time, because they come to perform some extraordinary activities, some extraordinary pastimes, which are not normally done by the regular incarnation. So, do you put your hands up, Kusa Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. When you finish.
Okay. Huh?
When you finish now.
Oh, okay. So I was okay. I thought maybe you're telling me to stop.
No.
Okay. All right. So, so these incarnations are very, very interesting when we learn about them. Of course, the Lord Krishna, we cannot call him, he's not an incarnation. We cannot call him, he's not an incarnation of Krishna. That's why he's called Avatari. He's not Avatar, he's Avatari. He is the source of all incarnations. He is the source of all incarnation. So in the beginning of Bhagavatam, it says that Etecham Sakala Punsam Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayan Indriyari Vyankulan Loka is a Midayanti Yuga, that there are Ete means all this. Eta means all this, cha means and, because in the chapter, I think it's in the chapter 3, where the incarnations are briefly mentioned. In the chapter 3 of the first canto, the various incarnations are mentioned by Sutta Goswami. So, and then when he briefly mentioned all the incarnation, then he said, Ete cha ansakala pansham, so that bet all these incarnations, Kalam Punsam, this Kalam is there. Then he said that, but Krishna is too Bhagavan. So I am that here. But Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Krishna is too Bhagavan. So it means the original person. He is the original personality. And he also, then you come Indriyari. Indra means whenever there's enemy of Indra, then he comes to chastise them. But mainly, the incarnation of Krishna is not really to fight the demons. That's not what his incarnation is meant for. Because the Lord has got enough energy, enough expansions are there who can deal with the demons. So it doesn't really have to come to fight the demons, but the Lord comes for the purpose of giving pleasure to his devotees. That's why he comes. That's why Lord Krishna comes. He comes because these devotees, they want to see him perform. They want to see the Lord in their midst. They want to prove to the world that yes, God is a person and you can have a relation with him. Because normally, theoretically, the Vedas teach about the Supreme Lord. It teach about the Supreme Person. It teach about philosophy in terms of the personalism, or in terms of the localized aspect of God. And then you said that what was it? That was that verse that Vedanti Tattva Vedas, Brahmaji Jat Advayam, Jat Advayam, Brahmeti Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti Sabhyate. So mention that the knowers of the truth, Vedanti, those who knows the truth. So they've analyzed that yes, Brahmeti Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti Sabhyate, that there are three aspects of God. One is Brahman. Then there is the Brahman means the light, the impersonal aspect of the Lord. Then there's a localized aspect. And then there's a full aspect, the personalized aspect. So which Brahma, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Bhagavan means the supreme possessor of all opulences, the supreme personality of Godhead, who is in possessor of all opulences. And is this supreme person that all the great persons have been meditating on since the past immemorial. All the great sages, the rishis, they've been meditating on him since immemorial. So, in order to reward all these great personalities, to reward them with his own, the Lord reward them with his own presence. He appeared before them, and then he appeared perform so many pastimes with them. The Lord performed so many lila, so many pastimes, and in these pastimes, all his activities are completely extraordinary activities. His activities are superhuman activities. They're not human, they are superhuman activities. And in these activities also, the Lord also portray that yes, he's very much submissive to his devotees. The Lord become part of a relative of his devotees. Just like we in the material world, there's what we call relations, whereby we have family members, friends, society. So the Lord comes to be a relative in the form of a relative of a devotees, whereby he played the role of a son or friends or lovers or father to some, like that, different roles. These are the roles that the Lord played because this is how he want to reciprocate with his devotees. Now, his reciprocation does not in any way diminish his stature, his nature. It does not diminish in any way, just like this morning in Vrindavan temple, when I was giving class, we were talking, when Akura was praying, he was praying to the Lord, that my dear Lord, you are very grateful. You are a well-wishing friend of your devotees. You show so much gratefulness to them. Even sometimes, you even give yourself to your devotees. You give yourself to them. But all this act of yours does not increase your status, nor does it diminish your status. You remain the same. The Lord's acting as a submissive, let's say, subordinate of his devotees does not diminish his status as the Supreme Lord. He's still the same Supreme Lord, but he just acts out of love, out of his own love for his devotees. So he acts in this different. So he played this submissive role. This is out of his mercy for his devotees. He's called Bhakta Vatsala. Bhakta Vatsala means the Lord is very, very magnanimous. His devotees are very, very dear to him. So therefore, the Lord will come and play different roles for his devotees. So, anyway, this is what Bhagavatam have all explained. The Vedic Puranas. The Vedic Puranas have all explained all this in terms of the different roles which the Lord comes to play with his devotees. So these various incarnations which we are hearing about, so we have to read them, we have to contemplate upon them, and we have to try to understand the significance of each of these different incarnations. What are their different categories, and what are their particular roles of all these different incarnations? So this is what this is what been explained by Lord Brahma to Nadamani in this chapter. Actually, in the past 2 or 3 chapters now, we have been, reading of the Lord Brahma giving instruction to Nadamani, and this is going to go on for the next 2 or 3 chapters. And I think that till the end of this canto, whereby Lord Brahma will be explaining the entire purpose of creation, the science of self-realization. All these things be explained to Nadamani. So I can stop here, and if anybody has any question, you can please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Kusha Prabhu, you unmute?
Yes. Krishna Prabhu. I have 2 questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
I will ask them together. The first question is on Vamanadev taking 2 steps and cover the whole planet. Before he asked, where can he put the 3rd one? When he was asking that question, was Bali Maharaj not in the place where he has already covered? Because the question said, he said he should put the 3rd one on his head. So if he has already taken 2 steps and covered the whole planet and everywhere, where was Bali Maharaj standing then?
Mm-hmm.
Then my second question is the issue of a pure devotee save his 20 or 21 generation before or after him.
Yeah.
So does it mean that when one knows that his family is a pure devotee, they can go ahead to live as they want, commit all kind of sinful activities because they already produce a pure devotee? I'm asking this question because there are people who are pure devotees that have families, and their families know that they are sannyasis or gurus. So can they now go ahead and live as they want because they feel that they have a pure devotee in their family? Or people that are yet unborn, when they hear that their great-grandfather was a pure devotee, they can now, oh, we already saved, so we can do whatever we want. So that's my question.
Good question. So the first one is that when Bali Maharaj, when they already offered everything to Vamanadev, so when Vamanadev covered the other universe with his 2 steps, now where was Bali standing? So obviously, everything was covered except Bali himself. So all the land was covered, but Bali himself, he was not covered. So Bali said, here's my head. Just put my head here because you have not stepped on my head here. So your face head, which is a sign of full surrender, the sign of self-surrender. Because the surrender process is when we said Nama. Nama means not mine. Na means not, Ma means me. When we say Nama, means Nothing is mine anymore. And that's why we have to be very, very careful when we are chanting the Namo Vishnu Pada prayer. Because when you are saying that Namo Vishnu Padaya, we actually saying that nothing is mine anymore, everything belongs to you. But if you are making this prayer to Guru, that nothing is mine, everything belongs to you, but we are not surrendering everything to Guru, so which means we are simply hypocrites. So we have to be very, very careful when we say Nama. Nama means not mine. Not mine, everything I belong to you now. So Bali said, now, it's not so he said, my Lord, you are not stepping your head on my head, no, never. I'm offering my head unto you. So in this way, this is the sign of full surrender of Bali. Now, bring us to the second question. Bali came to this position. Why? Because of the influence of his great-grandfather, who happened to be Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj was a great devotee of the Lord. And the Lord promised him that when you become devoted, as my devotees, because Prahlad, he was praying for the liberation of his father. When the Lord asked him that, ask me for any boon, but Prahlad was simply praying for the liberation of his father. And the Lord said that, no, you don't have to ask me for that, because you, by being a devotee, your family members in the past, 21 generations in the past, and 21 generations in the future, they will all be liberated from the ocean of material existence. Now, that the conception that, like your question said, that, oh, if somebody says, okay, my father is a devotee, so why should I can just be a sense enjoyer, I can just be a sense gratification. No, the order of the universe does not go that way. It doesn't go. Actually, by one coming from that particular lineage, whereby one ancestor is a great devotee, one will be infected with a certain quality that will prevent one from ever engaging in the gross, abominable, sinful activities. And also there will always be time to time whereby, just like Bali, for example, he was a demon, but at the same time he was very, very charitable to the Brahmanas. He was the most charitable person to the Brahmins. So these are all the qualities that come from being linked to that great lineage of a great devotees. So, and of course, just like, okay, for example, many of our acharyas, their children were not devotees. Not all of them have their children as devotees, not all of them. Many of our immediate acharya. And as a matter of fact, the practicality, just like our Srila Prabhupada, not all his children were devotees. His first son, Sud ISKCON, wanted to take over ISKCON, where after Prabhupada left the planet. So, but the point is that such personality, even though they are not devotees, but because they came from the lineage of great devotees, time will come when they will be saved at a certain time. Chaitanya Charitamrita said that there are six sons of Advaita Acharya. Three of them follow him, and 3 of them did not follow him. And those 3 that are considered not following him, they were considered to be asara. Asara means useless, because they did not follow their father. But again, because of that connection, even though they may have to go through the material existence for a few lifetimes, they may have to go through that, but eventually, they will attain the ultimate liberation, ultimate destination eventually, because it's the Lord's promise. The Lord said that when one become a devotee, the 21 generations in the past and in the future, they become delivered. That's His own promise. So which means once that connection is there, that connection becomes the most significant. That connection is there. So therefore, the real glory of a family is someone who become a devotee of the Lord. That's the real glory of a family. When someone become a pure devotee. So it doesn't matter how each member of that family thinks. When there's a significant member of that family, then the Lord Himself will make the arrangement in His own way for the deliverance of that particular family members.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Okay, Vara Prabhu.
Prabhu, you may unmute, please.
Dandava Pranam Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Well, thank you for especially the answer you've just given. But with your permission, I just want to add one thing to the first question about where is Bali when the Lord had already taken everything. So you just have to separate Bali from his possessions. The Lord took away his possessions. The possessions are different from him. So then he surrendered himself. So you can take away somebody's properties, but he is still free. I hope you get that. I just want to have that understanding that is different from his possession. So all the universe belonged to him. He was ruling, but then he himself is different from his possession. So the Lord, then he surrendered himself. So that is it. Hare Krishna. Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's what I was mentioning also.
Yes, go ahead, Prabhu.
Yeah, you can go ahead because the Bali already he himself is there, but his position is no more there. So that now he's not surrendering himself now to the Lord. Is okay. This is my head. Put your foot there. Nama, no, this no longer belong to me. Not mine. Ma. So we have a lot of nice personalities here. I see Ganga Prasad is here. Ganga Prasad Prabhu is here. We see Kavi Kanapu is here.
I have another question.
Okay.
Like
I thought I see Govinda on the platform. Is Govinda there?
Go. You think it's working?
Oh, okay.
My second question is still on this issue in another form. Because when one knows that his relation is a pure devotee, they tend to have this belief that they are better than you, who is a devotee and who doesn't come from the lineage of pure devotees. For example, the people who take birth in India, the Indian devotees, they feel that they are more auspicious than any other devotee in the world, than Africans or Americans or Europeans, because they say they're Indians. Because Krishna, everything about Krishna is in India. So they feel they have upper hand than you and me, who are just coming to learn the process. So if I am a devotee and an Indian who is not a devotee, a kami, meat eater, drunkard, come to temple, he want to tell me what to do because he's an Indian. So I should just respectfully pay obeisance because he's an Indian kami, I mean, who's a devotee. So how do we relate to that?
Well, for a person who has become the devotees of the Lord, he is the best of all mankind. It was mother devotee. It's there's this famous verse. Then I forgot the Sanskrit, but there's one verse which Mother Devotee said. He said, for a person, for one, who was taken to the chanting of your name, he's praying to Kapila Dev, who happened to be her son and also God. Say that, my Lord, for a person who has taken to your name, such a person must have been a great yogi, even though must have been a great yogi in the past, must have performed so many austerities, must have been taken part in many places of pilgrimage, she was saying that because it's not a ordinary person, takes to the process of chanting the holy name of the Lord. So that even though such a person might have been born in the most impious circumstances in this world, even though such a person must have been born from the family of a dog eater, but for the fact that the person has taken to the chanting of your name, such a person must have been having so much impious in the previous life, being a great rishi, so many things. That verse is there in the third canto Bhagavatam. I just forget the verse number. If somebody know that verse, you can read it. This is from the third canto Bhagavatam. This is from Mother Devotee. So there's not such anybody with a big ego can say that, oh, I'm Indian and this person is not Indian, so therefore I am better, even though they are dog eater. They do all kind of nonsense. That's just nonsense. We don't listen to them. We don't pay such people any attention. There's not, to be a devotee of the law, it does not depend on any particular nationalities or creed or colors or anything like that. But those who are full of false ego, who are full of hypocrisy themselves, they will say such a thing. But we don't pay them any attention. Simple way, But a real sincere person, a real honest person will never say that. I mean, I live here in India, so I know. I know when I used to preach in Africa, in many Indians will say, "Oh, I'm from India. I know everything. I know everything," and they don't know a single damn thing. They say, "Oh, I know everything." So you tell them, "What is the most important verse in the Bhagavad Gita?" Say, "Oh, I just know everything. That's all." But they will not tell you not even a verse in the Gita. That's just hypocrisy. That's all. So it just talks of a madman. So we don't pay them any attention.
Well, thank you so much for the answer. Anyone else with question to ask or something to say? Well, what's the name? Kusha Prabhu's question and the answer Ishara Prabhu you gave. I remember when His Holiness Guru Govinda Maharaj visited Ghana. I was there at that time. And of course, I'm a Ghanaian, I'm an African. And he, physically, was born in India. He allowed me to touch his lotus feet, but he wouldn't allow any Indian to touch his lotus feet. He wouldn't say. He said all these Indians that they are here not for Krishna, they are here for Lakshmi. Up to the point that there was one Indian man who was helping us. He was like the main person helping us build the temple. And he was crying to touch Maharaj's lotus feet, and Maharaj wouldn't let him. So Prabhu had to talk to Maharaja, and eventually Maharaj allowed him to touch his lotus feet. And the man was very simple and very humble. He was so happy that eventually Maharaj allowed him to touch his lotus feet. So I think we can learn from Guru Govinda Maharaj in that regard. I think Shiva.
Okay, this is the verse which I'm referring to. That Prabhu put on the board. Eko batra supachogare Yajibagre batate namatubian. Tepus tapaste Jehovah Sasna Aya. Brahmano Chunama Grinantiete. Can you put the translation there? This is Mother Devotee saying about the person who have taken to the process of chanting. You have the translation, or let me just look it up here.
Which canto? Which chapter?
This is in Canto 3. Okay, now he said, "Oh, how glorious are they whose tongues are chanting your holy name. Even if born in the family of dog eaters, such persons are worshipable Persons who chant the holy name of your Lordship must have executed all kinds of austerities and fire sacrifice and achieve all the good manners of the alliance. To be chanting the holy name of your Lordship, they must have bathed at holy places of pilgrimage, studied the Vedas, and fulfilled everything required. And this, she's talking about their previous lives and all that. And also the similar thing in the Chaitanya Bhagavat. So Vrindavan Das Thakur, he was saying that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in order to manifest his glories all over the world, he actually stationed many devotees in different parts of the world. He allowed them to take birth in many impious countries, impious backgrounds, impious places, so that they can be the liberator of that particular family, of that particular society where they were born. So, which means nowadays, if we haven't had devotees,
Prabhu, the verse is on the screen. By
yeah, I know. Yeah, I've already read it already. It is, yeah,
Oh.
I've read it already.
Okay.
So Krishna, Vrindavan Thakur mentioned is that how that he was saying that typically the pure devotees, they normally stay in the place of pilgrimage. When they take birth, when they travel, especially the Pandava, they always stay in the place of pilgrimage, especially in the place where Ganges flows. But the Lord, he made his different devotees take birth in many countries, many places, in pious countries, in pious families, in pious land. He made them take birth there, so that by their taking birth in those society, they will be they become the liberator of that particular society. So therefore, we are devotees from all over the world. We are devotees from all over the world in this age of Kali, who have taken birth in many societies, so that they immediately become attracted to Krishna consciousness. Immediately become attracted. When that many of us who have joined, when we saw the holy name chanted, we became attracted. Even though our peers they are not, but somehow there must be something must have been there. How can we become all of a sudden spontaneously become attracted to Krishna consciousness? How come all of a sudden? So there must have been something there from the previous life, some arrangement of the Lord who just made by the Lord that make us become attracted and that make us take to the process. So whereas how many of us, how many devotees are there? Just very insignificant numbers. So those numbers, something must have been there. Something must have been there. So that's something that we have to, take into recognition. We have to recognize. Let us say something that are you online? Ganga Prasad Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Danda Pranam Prabhuji.
Yeah, Ganga, so yeah, Danabat, you can give your glorious mercy.
What mercy do I have?
Yeah, so much mercy. Yeah, do so much mercy every day on the street of Otta.
Well, your mercy is what I'm made of.
You are made up of the mercy of the Guru and Krishna.
Even Guru and Krishna, I don't know what I know you.
Well, I don't think so, you know me.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, nice to be in your audience today. Thank you very much. Wonderful class.
Yeah, it's always nice to see you. So we are waiting for you in India.
Thank
we are
you.
waiting for you. Come back.
Thank you.
Okay, so anything else from anybody else?
Yeah, Ishara Prabhu, I have this question. We're talking about Manvantara incarnation, the Manu. I understand the Manus, they are the father of mankind.
Yeah.
And we have the Manu Samhita. So these Manus who appear different times during the day, one day of Lord Brahma, are they just about this Earth planet, or they are also influencing other parts of the universe other than the Earth planet? And does that mean that, like the Manu Samhita, is only applicable on this Earth planet and not anywhere else, or it applies to other planets also?
Well, first of all, when we say Manvantara, Man Avatar means avatar that comes during the reign of Manu. Not that the Manu itself is not an avatar, the avatar that comes during the reign of particular Manu, that particular avatar. There are different, it can be one, it can be two, but different avatar that comes. But yes, the the Manus themselves, there are 14 Manus, as I said in lecture, 14 Manus in one day of Brahman. So their domain is not just planet. They cover several planets, not just this planet. Because from Manu, like Manu, the sun god, the sun god is a son of Manu. Is it? Anyway, I kind of a little bit confused about this. But Manu is not just this planet Earth. It's for several planets. Now, the Manu Samhita, of course, which is the code given to mankind, by which all mankind should live. But the point is that the Manu Samhita is not really entirely applicable for this age anymore, because this age of Kali, and the Manu Samhita is so strict that we cannot really live it. We cannot really live the Manu Samhita. So therefore, we follow what's in whatever the acharyas have given, in the Hari Bhakti Vilas, especially Vaishnava, what they are giving, so that's what we follow. But Manu Samhita itself is the rule that governs society. From there, you find the Varnashram is there. So many rules are there. Even such rules as how to deal with society, how to manage the society. For example, actually, Sharia law comes from the Manu Samhita. Sharia law comes from that. Like if somebody steals something, you have to call out the hand. If somebody kills, you have to kill the person. There are so many laws like that which are there in the Manu Samhita that is practically difficult to follow in the age of Kali. Difficult to follow. The Manu Samhita is vast law. So some of the Vaishnava codes, some of them, come from Manu Samhita, but in Manu Samhita itself, it's not part. So therefore, we as a Vaishnava, we don't, put our head into follow whatever is there, because we cannot really follow it. It's just impractical. So therefore, we follow whatever is given to us in the Vaishnava Acharya's writing, especially like Hari Bhakti Vilas. There's one book I just got one book, which I'm going to be publishing very soon. This is a book that dealing with Jagat and Samskaras, which I'll publish this book very soon. So, things like that are given by our acharyas, and that's what we follow. The Manu Samhita itself is the governing of this material, but nobody follows it. It's too strict. Humanities are not following it. Well, what is inside? But the Vaishnavas, what they follow is actually much higher than what is in the Manu Samhita, because you are taking to the process of chanting the holy name of the Lord, it's much more higher than what is in the Manu Samhita. the Vaishnavas. And the Vaishnavas, of course, we're automatically following anyway, because we follow 4 regulating principles, and many of those things are there which we follow. So we automatically, even though we don't study in the Manu Samhita, but of course some of us read it, but we automatically embodying what is in the Manu Samhita.
Well, thank you so much for the answer, Prabhuji. But if you may help me with this.
After 10 o'clock? Yeah, okay.
See, you were talking about Bali Maharaj, of course, being a descendant of Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad was a devotee. Bali Maharaj became a demon, but his father, Bali Maharaj's father, was a demon who happens to be the son of great devotee Prahlad Maharaj. I want you to help me understand what qualifies one to be referred to as a demon, because even though Bali Maharaj is said that he's a demon, but he had lots of Vaishnava qualities. Virochana, it said he was a demon. He also had lots of Vaishnava qualities. He was serving and doing so many good things. I read a little bit about him from Puranas. Yeah, but they're doing certain things. I don't know exactly what they are, and therefore they are being referred to as demons. But they are devotees, just like Bali Maharaj, we say, is a demon, and it turns out to become one of the 12 Mahajans. So, what are the characteristics, or how do we justify that this person is a demon? And what do we, as devotees of today, learn from somebody or someone whom we think that this person is not doing this, not doing that, therefore he's a demon? How should we relate with such a person? Hare Krishna.
Well, there are a lot of considerations. The basic the idea of a demon is someone who will not surrender to the Lord, and someone who is very much much into sense gratification. And also, if to really understand what is the quality of a demon, Lord Krishna already mentioned that in the chapter 16 of the Gita. Dampodapa Bhimanascha, is there the qualification of demon, chapter 16 of the Bhagavad Gita, starting from text number 4. First of all, Lord Krishna described the divine quality, and then they describe the demoniac qualities. So, and those demoniac qualities, we can actually find out within ourselves. Pride, arrogance, hypocrisy, being concerned, and many of those qualities are there. So, there's a popular saying that in the previous ages, the demons and the devotees, they used to live in different planets. They live different planets, demons and devotees. Devotees have their own planet, demons have their own planet. And then as the ages more and more digress, then they start living on the same planet but in different countries. And then they start living in the same country but different cities. And then they start living in the same cities but in different households. And then they start living in the same household, and then they're living in the same body. So within the same body, a person is sometimes is demoniac and sometimes is demoniac. Sometimes is divine, yes. Both qualities are within the same person. So we can actually see that within ourselves. And that's why Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he had written this book in the Krishna Samhita, and also the Chaitanya Shamrita, whereby he's writing that when we are reading of Krishna killing many, many demons, actually this demon that Krishna is killing, these are the representation of different anarthas that we devotees have within ourselves that Krishna is killing, like hypocrisy, like arrogance, pride, like what envy, all these qualities, which are different anarthas. So when we are reading, so when a devotee is having all these particular anarthas, so he's praying to Krishna to come and kill that particular demon aspect of himself. So by meditating on a particular demon that Krishna killed, such as when Krishna killed Putana, so Krishna put on a representation of a false guru, or the Agasura, they represent pride, Kaliya. So they are represent the different anartha that devotees have. So we don't have to look too far to see who is a demon. We just have to look into ourselves. Just look into the mirror, then we can see the demon in ourselves. And that's what we have to pray to Krishna to come and kill. Because within us, we have so many bad qualities. Many bad anarthas are there. And those anarthas are preventing us from experiencing bhakti ras, devotional ecstasy is preventing us from experiencing that. How come we have been chanting for many years? Many of us have been chanting now for 40 years now, 50 years, many of us. But still, we're still struggling. Why? Because the anatta is there. Anatta, which is demoniac. The anatta is there. Pride, arrogance, consideration, I am this, I am that, you are this, you are that, all these things. So therefore, we have to pray to Krishna by meditating on those particular demons that Krishna have killed. So we should not be pointing, we should not say, oh, these are the demons, and Krishna is going to kill them. I know very famous among us, we see, oh, the Kamins are just demons, and we are the divine. No, demons is us. So Krishna has to come and kill that demonic propensities within us. Krishna has to kill that. That's what we should be praying for.
I have a question, Prabhu. Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
Based on what you just said now, Gita said that Krishna is the cause of all causes.
Mm-hmm.
If that is true, and one is chanting the holy name for many years, and Ananta is not going away, is Krishna not the cause? Should we blame the person that have Ananta?
No, Krishna is not the cause. You are the cause, because you're not getting rid of your anarthas. Krishna wants you to come to him, but you are not getting rid of your anarthas.
Yeah, but I'm chanting the holy name should get rid of the Ananta, and it's not working. That means
No, it's your desire.
No, I don't have desire. My desire is to be a pure devotee. It's not happening.
Krishna will not interfere. Because love of God, you're supposed to develop love of Krishna, love of God, but it has to be completely independent. It's your own free will. Krishna will not force you.
Prabhu,
so Krishna will not force you.
I have love of God. That's why I'm a devotee. So Krishna should do his part.
No.
This is contrary.
You have to completely surrender to Krishna. Now you have to give up this ahankara, that I'm not this is not mine. Krishna, but it's very difficult for us. It's very difficult to give up. It's very difficult. It's the most difficult thing. Even Krishna said that. He says, Samahatma Sudulabha. That person is very, very rare. And such a person is Mahatma. It's very, very rare. It's not an easy thing. It's very, very rare. To get over the ocean of material existence, to be free from the clutches of Maya is very, very rare. So that's the thing. Okay. But the hope is there. The hope is there. It's not that we're not going to reach it. It may take a long time, but the hope is there. As long as we just keep doing it, we just keep chanting, eventually the time will come. And especially if you are having sadhu sangha, if you're having the association of sadhu, the great devotees, if you're having the association of the great devotees, then those great devotees, they will influence us. The sadhu sangha, that will influence us. Yeah, Kavikana Prabhu.
Yeah, Anikisha Prabhu, thank you very much, Prabhu, for the wonderful lecture. I was just laughing when King Kusha was just joking with the chanting. So, Prabhu, what me I'm saying is that, like you are saying about chanting for many years, and the anartha is very there. The one of our major challenges is that we are very attached to inattentive chanting. We love planning during chanting. And we are very attached to it very strongly. We don't want to give it up because we think, oh, that is the best time to plan. So when you are chanting, instead of it, so unless we become very attentive during that japa, that we don't entertain any other thoughts, that is only when we start, getting a grid for those our narrators. But the situation is that we enjoy those and inattentiveness. We are chanting and we are thinking so many things we want to do. So if you like, we chant for 100 years. So we are not going to get the result. So that is it, Prabhu. Thank you.
Yes, inattentive chanting, the main cause. Inattentive is ananta is the cause of it. That's what causes inattentiveness. But once we develop taste for the holy name, that, so we have to pray for the taste. Again, we have to beg for the mercy of the great devotees of the Lord. The great devotees of the Lord, they can help us out.
I have another question.
Yeah.
What happened to the promise of Krishna where he said, a little endeavor in this part can protect one from the dangerous whatever. The inattentive chanting is chanting also. It's an endeavor.
It is an endeavor.
So
therefore, is there. So your bank account is a permanent bank account. So whatever effort you make in this life, your next life, it will begin from there. For example, an unsuccessful yogi will become automatically attracted to the part of yoga in the next life. So whatever endeavor we've made, whatever we have made, that continue in the next life automatically. So which means whatever progress we have made, that will never lost. Unless if you become offensive, then that can get lost though. That can push it back for another millions of years. But if you're not offensive, we are simply struggling, trying, then the Lord is merciful. It can be in this life, it can be in next life, but again, the Lord's mercy will come upon us. Because after all, Maya is always very strong, and we are very, very weak in the front of Maya. So that's why you always say that the pure devotees, the presence of the pure devotees can do the most amazing things. If we come in contact with pure devotees of Krishna, they can reverse all those inauspicious things. So that's why we always have to beg for the grace of great Vaishnava, great devotees of the Lord. We have to beg for this. That's why I say, Sadhu Sangha, Sava Sashakoy, Lava Matre, Sadhu Sangha, Sava Siddhihoy. Lava Matre, even a moment association with such saintly person can save one from the most dangerous type of fear. So it's possible we can get it. And we don't know when it's going to happen. We don't know. We don't know when it's going to happen. So that's why we also have to beg for it. We have to become beggar, the beggar of mercy, beggar of prem. We have to see ourselves as beggar. We constantly have to beg for it. We can't say that we don't deserve it, but we can beg for it. And a beggar is the one that received the Lord's mercy. You see? So we have to become the beggar of the holy name, the beggar of the Lord, the mercy of the Lord. So you will find that in many, many of the songs of the acharyas. So we should make every attempt. We should be reading those songs of the acharya. We should be reading those songs. There are many, many songs composed by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Narottam Das Thakur, and many, many that they've composed so many, many songs. And those songs are full of all those prayers. How we can be begged for the mercy of the Lord, begging for the mercy, begging for that chance to come. So I'm trying to beg. I'm begging for the Vaishnava's mercy on me, Vaishnava Kripa, and especially someone like myself who have no good quality. But I know the Vaishnavas are very, very merciful. So one day they become merciful upon me one day.
Chakra Prabhu, please give me unmute.
Chakra?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yes.
Thank you very much for your class. I was just going to ask a question based on what Kavikanapu Prabhu was saying. Usually we hear that when we are chanting, it's like a child calling for the parent. And when a child is calling for a parent, he calls for the parent with a purpose in mind. Like if a baby is crying, he's crying with a purpose in mind. So when you are calling on the names of the Lord, and you say we shouldn't think about anything, so we just drawing the Lord's attention for what? So shouldn't we have a purpose in mind while we are calling the Lord's attention?
Yeah, but the purpose should not be, God, give me more this, give me more sense gratification. Our Lord who's in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Give us this day our daily bread. That should not be the prayer. That should not be the purpose of chanting. It should not be our God, Krishna who's in heaven. Give me this day my daily bread. No, that's not the prayer. Give me your service. Let me serve you. That should be the prayer. Let me be a member of your household. That should be the prayer. Give me the association of your pure devotees. That should be the prayer. We should always be praying to serve, not to beg for something. We should beg for service. So, like Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, Prabhupada's Guru always say that Krishna, we should not make Krishna our servant. We should be Krishna, servant of Krishna, not that Krishna should be our servant. So, which means when we are requesting the Lord to fulfill a particular desire as the need, then we want the Lord to be our servant. No, but we should be the servant of the Lord. So devotees constantly begging for that day when they will simply become the servant of the Lord. So that calling should be based on that basis only. But if our calling is simply based on our need, then we will not really be getting the result of chanting. We will not be getting it. If our calling is just based on our need. And that's why we have problems, because it's all like, I want this, I need this, I need that. But the more we focus less on what we need, and the more we focus on what we can do for the Lord, then the more we will see the reciprocation. The reciprocation will be there. If we focus more on what we can do for the Lord, what we can do for the Lord's devotees, what we can do for the mission of the Lord, what we can do, then the more we will see the Lord's reciprocation.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for the answer. Kavikanapu, please unmute. You have something to say?
Yes, Prabhu, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, Prabhu. Ishwara Prabhu, thank you very much. This chanting, talking about the chanting is what is drawing my attention. I was just remembering what Bhaktivinoda said about we chanting and begging, asking the Lord for something. We say we can chant for 100 years, then we'll not develop pure love for Krishna. Because chanting is to develop pure love for Krishna, purely. So when we are chanting, we are supposed to be attentive to, like Prabhupada instructed in Chaitanya Charitamrita, hearing the sound of the name and trying to feel the beat in which we are using to count. If our concentration is on this, we become very attentive. Then as time goes on, all the anartha would start disappearing from our heart. Because now we're just chanting, we don't even know how we're counting the beat. The beat is just automatic machine. It's just going, but then we know that we are the head beat. Then we turn to the other side. So like Burijan Prabhu say, one mantra at a time. So these are the things we're supposed to be practicing every day. Opportunity for us to practice every day of morning chanting. We have opportunity to practice again. In that way, one day, we can develop that pure love for Krishna. And we will barb all our beers. We barb all the beers in we shave all our beers.
You are the chairman of inattentive chanting every morning. I know you very well. You doesn't chant attentively.
Well, Ishara Prabhu Hare Krishna. I don't
So,
know if I
it's
need.
10:30 for me here, 10:30 p.m.
Oh,
I have
yeah,
to-
yeah, Prabhuji. We have to let you go.
I have
Yes.
to go. I have to go for Mangalati.
Yes,
So
yes, yes, it's true.
I have to
In fact,
escape.
yeah, we have to let Prabhu go. Prabhuji, we can't thank you enough for being with us, even though it's so late your time. And at least we get to have your association once in a month. We would have loved to have your association more, but once in a month is okay. It's better than nothing. So on this note, we're going to humbly request all the devotees to kindly unmute, and we all chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra to express our appreciation to our revered speaker, His Grace Ishwara Prabhu. Jai. Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Chakapotarubhyasya kripaturubhyavacha patitanam Namyo Namaha.
Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
His Grace Ishwara Prabhu, okay, Jai.